Yo ho ho, I'm back. Let's see, just making sure everything is working here. Uh, that I need that. Uh, Here. Hold on. Okay, there we go. That's good. Hey, Sharon. First one back. First one back. All right, now let's see. Can I go live here? Go. All right. So I'm live everywhere. Well, mostly alive. So, my wife Kathy asked me, how long has it been? Yeah, been missing you too, Sharon. Kathy asked me, how long has it been? And I think it's been like 6 weeks. Yeah, 2 camps. First camp I did was 3.5. Not 3.5, it was 3 weeks. Then I had a week in between, and then I had another camp. I did Litchfield for 3 weeks in July, and then I had a week off, and I did Frank Vignola's Big Jersey Guitar Camp for a week in the beginning of August. So yeah, busy. And I also used the time to revamp stuff. So this is sort of the new and improved, revamped live stream here. So I don't know if you notice, but the lighting is a little different. And for myself, I rearranged everything where I can reach all the computers, because I have 2 computers going. Hey, Austin. Hey, Phil. And yeah, so for me, it's much more comfortable. I got rid of some of my devices on the floor. I decided to get rid of the little percussion thing I would do with my foot. Was just annoying, and I got rid of my pedal board, and so I'm sitting in a regular chair again. So I'm not sitting on that stool, which I did not enjoy. It didn't have a back on it, and I was up high, and I felt awkward. But enough about that. Enough about that. You know, it's time to get going here, you know? Yeah. Nothing like a little spooky music to get you in the mood for tonight. Let's see. Phil says, I hope you had some great students at your camps. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. And at both camps, the players were just unbelievable. You know, the faculty. I was so honored to be asked, to participate. It was really, truly an honor. And so, yeah. So I learned a bunch of new tunes. And so I'm going to lay some of them on you tonight. Hey, Vinny. All right. Speaking of the jazz, Jersey jazz, Vinny was in the Jersey Frank Vignola's Big Jersey Guitar Camp. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Glad that you're here, Vinny. Everybody say hi to Vinny. I know that there's a lot of Vinnies on here. And Vinny knows Vinny Reniolo too. So yeah. So anyway, I learned a bunch of new songs, and from both camps. And I'm going to play them for you tonight, play you a couple of songs. And plus, I wanted to get a little bit more into sort of like talking about what I do. And Austin said, oh, sorry, I missed your faculty concerts. Yeah, at Litchfield. Yeah, they were good. They were good. And so, yeah, so a little change of format here is that I'm going to do a little bit more explaining about what I'm doing. And I really encourage anybody that's watching and that has any questions, don't be shy. Come on the chat bar and ask your questions. Could be about anything. Hopefully it's about music, because that's really pretty much all I know about. But I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have. Let's see. What else do I have to tell you before I start playing? Up here, you could see that I have a nice, beautiful labella JPEG of the strings that I'm using on this guitar. I'm using labella Jazz Flats 13 to 53 is the gauge, and I've been endorsing labella strings forever, probably more than 20 years, and they're just fantastic, a great company to work with. They are a family-owned company in Newburgh, New York, right over the Newburgh Beacon Bridge. And yeah, they're cool. I love their strings. And yeah, if you haven't tried them, try them. Another thing is that this guitar is going direct, right into the board. So no amp. And that's kind of how Joe Pass used to do it. Great guitar player Joe Pass used to show up. And he said that after a while, he stopped bringing his amp because they were just putting his amp through the PA system, the house system. So he said, just plug me directly in. And so that's basically what I'm doing. So you're getting a pretty unfiltered guitar sound. There is a little EQ on the little cheapo board I have. But let's see. Actually, Doug, the high camera angle is somehow less engaging, if that's the right word. So maybe I should put the camera angle down again like it was. You like it like when I'm like looking down on everybody as opposed to looking up to you. Okay, I'll take that under consideration. Let me know what you think about the camera angle, if you like it more or less. But anyway, so I'm going directly into the board. Yeah. So I'm going to start with a blues, and this was a blues that was played in both of the camps I did this summer, and it's called "Now's the Time." I think it's a Charlie Parker song, and somebody could look that up. Let me know. I think it's Charlie Parker. "Now's the Time." And it's a riff-based blues, and when we teach the blues at these jazz camps, we talk about how it's usually a phrase that's repeated, and then finally there's an answer. So the repeated phrase in this is, and then it does it again. Then the answer. Yeah. Phil said Joe Pass and Oscar Peterson and several bass players taught me about jazz. Yeah. Joe Pass, man, really just super incredible. So anyway, so this is F blues. Typical jazz F, blues where you have like the 1 chord, the 4 chord, the 1 chord, then you 2/5 into the 4 chord, back to the 1 chord, down to the dominant 6 chord, then 2/5/1, then some kind of turnaround. And I think here I'm doing like 1 flat 3 dominant 7 in cycle, dominant 7, all dominant 7s. Yeah. So a lot of blues stuff is dominant 7. So I'm gonna lay down a little bass part and treat this as like a bass and guitar duo, because this kind of song, I guess it kind of lends itself to the regular strumming kind of vibe. But really, I think these songs kind of shine when it's sort of like the bass is doing its thing and the guitar is doing its thing. Oh look, Lydia's here. My mother's here. Yay! She said finally made it. Hi everybody. Yeah. So my mom celebrated her 95th birthday. I don't know if we were on when she had her birthday. We were out in Seattle. I think actually when we came back, I did one more show. Doug, you're sounding like Tom Culhan. Teacher mode. Yeah, I know Tom very well. Yeah. Cool. All right, so let me lay this down. Because really, I don't want this to be, I don't want the live stream to be like just a teaching thing. But I figured I'd incorporate a little bit of it in there because, my gosh, there is so much wrong information out there. It just blows my mind. It really blows my mind. Anybody can post a video on YouTube. Anybody can say anything they want. And, what can I say? Hey, Anthony Peralta, superfan is here. Yes. Anthony. Great. All right, so here we go. Enough talk. Less talk, more play. 5 into the 4 chord. Going down to the 6 chord. 2, 5, 1. Turn around. Yeah. Then the melody. Yeah. By Menon. Ladies and gentlemen, the first song in 6. Count them, 6 weeks. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, yeah, Phil said, where's Mr. Frogsworth? He's here. I forgot to bring him out, to tell you the truth. I actually forgot. Let's see. Sharon said the higher video angle does show more of the Charlie Brown Christmas pole, though. Yes, it does. It does. It does. Let's see. Anthony says, Sharon, Christmas is coming sooner than you think. That's true. Let's see. Phil said, do you know exactly what notes you are playing when you improvise? Yes, I do. Yeah. If I could think and talk at the same time, I probably would do that. But yeah, because a lot of what I'm playing are ideas. I'm just not like just throwing stuff out there. Oh, wow, look at my arms. Yeah, I was out working in the yard and I got a little poison ivy. And it's not bad though. It doesn't bother me when I do yard work and I'm ripping vines out and doing stuff. When I'm done, I wash with Dawn detergent. You actually kind of like make a paste, and you rub it on and you leave it on. And then you wash it off, and it pulls the oils out from the poison ivy. So I never get it bad, and it's really just under this lighting. It really shows up. Yeah. But getting back to knowing what I'm playing, yeah, improvisation. It's it's not like you're pulling stuff out of the air, but it's a thing between sort of like knowledge, a lot of muscle memory, how well you know the neck, also what you're into hearing. My goodness, I did these camps and you heard all different kinds of players. And, some coming from the same place, but a lot of guys coming from, just a different take on stuff, where some people are really into sort of advanced chromatic playing. Other people are more into like a blues-based playing. Other people are into melody or chord melody, So, yeah, it's sort of like it involves a lot of listening to learn how to improv, a lot of imitating, putting on that Joe Pass record and trying to play along as best you can, and and again, even listening away from your instrument. I'm always listening every day. I'm always checking out music, and not necessarily with my guitar there trying to figure it out. Sometimes just listening to it. So yeah, improv is the thing. So anyway, how did that sound? Everything sounded groovy out there? All right, nice. And again, if you just happen to be tuning in and you're not a regular in the chat bar, let me see what's happening over here. I have Instagram over on this side. Yeah, we got some people over there. I love this. Oink, oink, the flying one. Bruh. Came on and said, yo, bro, or bruh. Yeah. Yeah, so we got people on Instagram, and unfortunately I can't see the Instagram chat here on Restream, but I can see YouTube and Facebook. So anyway, so if you're out there, yeah, ask me a question, and don't be afraid to come on. I know that we have a crew of people that tune in every week and that are very active in the chat bar, and we would love to have you join us, so don't be shy. All right, let me move on to another song. And this is another new tune that, it's not like I never heard these songs before, but, some of them, actually this is the one song that I never played this song. It's called Easy to Love. And it's a standard. And which kind of brings up a funny thing, because when you're asking about learning songs, a lot of these old songs, they have words. So I'm always trying to check out the original recordings and, get the lyrics. And if there's a verse, like an intro, which they used to call a verse, I try and check that out. And so, you learn the words to these songs, and like 99% of them are like love songs. Although we do have kind of one that differs from the formula tonight, which you'll see later on. But this one is easy to love. I wonder what this song is about. You'd be so easy to love. And it's a Cole Porter tune. Great composer, Cole Porter, and nice melody. the chords are interesting because the original chords are you'd be so easy to love, ba da 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 dee da 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 be ba da dee, right? The jazz guys do you'd be. They do a 2-5 instead of doing A minor, D minor, A minor. They make it more jazzy, so they make a B half diminished, which really has a little baby D minor chord in it. 2, 5, 1. Now 2-5ing into G, to a C dominant chord, down a half step to B to E, then back to 2, 5, 1. So it's nice. Really cool. Yeah, so let's try this. See if I can lay down a little bass part and then lay the melody on you. All right. That's the first half. Now we're going to go to the 2 chord of a minor third, then just cycle out. love. Hey, Steve Vance is here. Yeah. Hail, hail, the gang's all here. Great and groovy. Yeah, so easy. Easy to love. And you could see that when I just put the bass part down, it frees me up to do single note, chords, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Stephen Becker's here. Hey, Steve, how about some Autumn Leaves? We could do that. We can. It's just about that time. A couple more weeks, man. I'm going to be busting out all my September songs. You know what's coming. Better watch out. Better not cry. Better not pout. I'm telling you why. I know I got to get that right. Kathy always yells at me I get that wrong. As a matter of fact, everybody always yells at me I get that wrong. As a matter of fact, everybody just always yells at me. Yes, but seriously, folks. Autumn Leaves. Okay, Steve. I think I could do that. Let's see. What key will I do it in? Well, in camp, we did it in G major, E minor. So I think that's what I'm going to do it in. I'm going to do it in G major or E minor. Okay. Let's see. I'm just trying to think. Should I do chords? Should I do bass? Should I do bass and chords? Should I just do chords? What should I do? All right, just kidding. Or am I? Guess I never recorded it. Again. This way I could do a much better job. Since you went away, my days grow longer, and soon I'll hear a winter song. But I seem to miss you most of all, my darling, when autumn leaves start to fall. Yeah, all right. Wild arrangement of autumn leaves, but nice. Hey, Dave Lewitt's here. Whoa, another blast from the past. My man, Dave Lewitt, great drummer. One of the first graduates from the commercial music program at Purchase College, long before there was a jazz program, back when I first started under the tutelage of Professor Jim McElwain. Dave Lewitt, fantastic drummer. Thanks, Dave. Very nice of you. Lisa Johnson, our girl from Philly. Love autumn leaves. Looking forward to some fall temps. Yes. Stephen said thank you. David said wonderful. Thank you, David. Thanks for joining us. Yes, thank you, everybody. Let's see. Oh, I got to come back up here. I see Phil said something. Let me scroll up here. Doodly-doo-doo-doo. So my 15-year-old daughter has taken a serious interest in heavy metal and wants a guitar. Should I get her a normal, cheap sort of guitar or some wild thing with very low action? Well, Phil, the first thing I'd recommend is don't buy anything new. Go on Reverb or eBay, and there's just so much stuff out there that just people just want to get rid of. And I would say that she's really into metal. I'm a little behind the times on what is the current hip metal guitars, but for a long time, the Ibanez were making shred machines. I'm sure they still do. But, I would do the typical thing. I would go online and I would look and, go on Reverb, look around. You literally type in heavy metal shred guitars and see what comes out, and then look around, and then when you think you found something, go to a guitar center somewhere where they have at least something similar to that, and and have your daughter try it and see if she likes it, and then, like I said, I hate to say it, but I personally would buy used, that this way you're not dropping a lot of money. And yeah. So there you go. Words of wisdom from the old professor. There we go. Stephen Vance. He says, Phil, try an Ibanez Geo Series. Good entry level guitar. There you go. So much knowledge. Yeah. So I've been teaching for close to 50 years now. And I was a college professor for 30 years. I started a jazz program. I wrote the curriculum. I ran the program for 10 years. And so then I go online and I'm checking out teachers online. And it's like, oof, oofa. So anybody can be a teacher now, just like anybody can be a recording artist now, you know. If you have a phone, you can be a recording artist, And I'm not saying that's good or bad, but it's just that there is so much info out there. And how does one figure out what is accurate and what is inaccurate? And unfortunately, everything gets kind of like lost in this soup. There's this like ocean of information, this ocean of songs, and how on earth do you break through? And it's usually the same old story where it is a lot of hard work, a lot of talent, a little bit of luck. Everybody says that at some point some just lucky thing happened and it broke them through. And then when they broke through, they had the ability and the talent and the work ethic to, to hang, and make it happen. But, how it first happens really has to do with luck. How do you rise up out of this steaming mass of a billion uploads every day? Everybody's teaching, everybody's playing, everybody's everything, and so how do you do it? I don't know, Sharon says, Doug, you have a storied history, pre-digital internet soupy era. Yeah, but that, thank you. But that really doesn't mean anything now. It just doesn't, and so I just always try and deal with what is now, and so for me, I've had my most success on YouTube. Alan Sapita, work hard, don't stop. Yes, that's true. There you go. Work hard and don't stop. And, easier said than done, because, you think that you've proven yourself and then the whole industry changes, and then you're kind of like back to the drawing board in a way. But, that's how it goes, so you could either decide to, well, I'm going to pack it in, or, I'm going to work hard and not stop. And I'm still into the working hard thing. I enjoy playing, and I think I still have something to contribute. As Arnold Schwarzenegger said, I am old, but I'm not obsolete. And get in the chopper. Those are words to live by. And I actually on the Loop Mania record, there is a song called Obsolete, and those are the lyrics to the song. I am old, but I am not obsolete. Or irrelevant, that's the other thing too. You reach a certain age and your ideas are considered irrelevant. So, I don't know. I don't have any answers, really. That's funny. I was like, ask me any question, and then I'll go, well, I don't really know the answer. But I'll do my best. Let's see. Phil says, I'm hoping to retire after this year. You go, Phil. I use a cheap Yamaha nylon string every day. There you go. I have a semi-cheap Cordoba nylon. Let's see. Fortress Fighter. Does Pasquale Grasso use jazz flats? Good question. And I only wish I knew the answer to that. I played with him for a week, and I can't really tell you. My guess would be no. That would be my guess. And I'm guessing that just by the sound of his guitar. Didn't sound like flats. Flats have a very, very sort of distinctive sound on the flat wound strings. The 6th, 5th, 4th, and 3rd. Very different. But yeah, Pasquale Grasso, if you haven't heard of him, check him out. He is he's one of those guys where he rose above the din and he has the goods. He's a fantastic, unbelievable player, And and good for him, because again, you talk about a hard worker. we were just shooting the bull one day, and we're doing this. We're doing this jazz camp in the middle of New Jersey, kind of like, I don't want to say in the middle of nowhere, New Jersey, but it's not like an urban area. It's kind of just in the middle of Jersey. And Pasquale said, I could never live here. And I'm like, oh, why? And he's like, well, I have to go out and play every night. And so that's his mindset, super hard worker, Let's see. Phil said, my inspiration is boredom. Yeah. Anthony says, no shortcuts in life. Working hard is the only way. True. Except if you're Mick Jagger-ish. Well, again, when you look at groups like the Stones, they got some lucky breaks, but they had the goods. I mean, they definitely, my gosh, like they've withstood the test of time. I got to say, anybody that's a Rolling Stones hater, I would just have to say, check out their catalog. My God. They started out as a blues band, and they went through all these different fads that came and went, and they kind of like incorporated them into what they were playing. At the time, they were influenced by them, but it never changed who they were. And I got to say, just amazing. Let's see. Fortress Fighter said, yes, yes, yes. It was great getting lessons at Litchfield from you. I will ask him. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. And he said... He says that Pasquale got lessons from Barry Harris for many years as well. Yep. Okay. Sharon said, we're in the middle of New Jersey. Fairfield, New Jersey. How do you like that? It's above Newark. So I guess that's not really the middle of New Jersey. That's North Jersey. I was going to say in the middle of nowhere, but that's not a nice thing to say. Because it was actually a very, very nice venue that we stayed at. We stayed at a hotel that has the most unbelievable restaurant ever, and and everybody there was great. The facilities are fantastic. The students are fantastic. Let's see. Phil says Rolling Stones and Beatles. Oh, that was Sharon that said that. Phil said, and Stones always had cool guests at their concerts. Yeah. See now, Stephen said their brief psychedelic phase, their Satanic Majesty's Request. I actually sort of liked that record, and I think, did Ruby Tuesday come out of that? There was one or two what they consider like classics that came out of that. But even the Stones say they didn't like Her Satanic Majesty's Request. That was their answer to Sgt. Pepper and the whole psychedelic thing. But I still thought there was some cool stuff on there. I enjoyed it. And the album cover, oh my God, it was like 3D. And like you could turn it, and it was just really trippy, yeah. All right. Okay. All right, cool. So let me do another song. What do you think? So now I'm going to do a song. This is another song from the Jersey camp, and I actually wrote out the lyrics for this. And it's a song called Am I Blue? And I kind of wrote this out because, again, all these songs are usually about like love, but here's one that's about like love that like didn't go well, So the words are, am I blue? Am I blue? Ain't these tears in my eyes telling you, right? Am I blue? Am I blue? Right? Then it gets really bluesy. Ain't these tears in my eyes telling you? Again, am I blue? You'd be too clever if your schemes like your dreams done fell through. Minor 4 chord. There was a time I was her only one. I can't really sing the high notes. Now I'm sad, and I'm the only lonely one. Yes, I am. Was I gay? Till today, So this sounds like a blues to me, right? So here's an instance where uh, the lyrics, sort of like help me. Like, this is not, oh baby, I really like you. Let's, run away and I miss you. This is like this guy's singing the blues. This is like some blues thing here, right? And so for me, it helps me to remember the chords because it starts out quite diatonic. We're in the key of F and we're just going 1, 2, 3, 6, 2. Now we get into this blues thing, all dominant chords. Cool. Then it repeats. Now the bluesy part. Now we gotta go to the sad 4 chord to the 1 chord. But now we're going to the key of the 3 chord, to the key of A minor. Ba-da-dee. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. To the 5 chord. Now we just sit on the 5 chord, the E7. Ba-da-dee-da. Now we're just cycling out. Ba-da-dee. Right? So it's cool, and so knowing the words, memorizing the melody, understanding what the chords are about, it's like students ask often, how on earth do you memorize songs? Doug, I'm too old. I'm too old to memorize a song, just too old. Well, I'm 71 and I memorized about a half dozen songs this summer that most of them I had heard before, but either hadn't played or could not remember the bridge, something. And I practiced the hell out of them, again, the hard work, it's really, it's just work, like don't sell yourself short, don't be like, I'm too old to remember, I mean, unless you have like some serious memory deficit, which then that's nobody's fault. But I mean, if you're just old, you know what I mean? It doesn't mean that you can't learn anything, And, let's see. Vinny said, to understand Am I Blue, he went to Linda Ronstadt. Great. Yeah. Yeah, she's fantastic, So, yeah. Oh, and I see that somebody, Fortress Fighter had asked, hey, is this song 1929 or 31? I actually didn't write it down, unfortunately, what year. But an interesting sidebar is that in the next few years, a ton of early jazz standards are going to become public domain because copyrights only last for 93 years. Not only, they last for 93 years. Basically, they're supposed to last the lifetime of the author and their kids. That was the original sort of idea. And so a lot of these songs are going to become public domain, which means you can record them and you don't have to pay mechanical, you don't have to get licenses to release them, which for the writers of the tunes, it's not good, but they're all dead. After 93 years, the writers of these songs are all dead, and their kids probably are dead. So, that's enough. Like, let's throw it out, and, the great songs last, and they're free. Good, There we go, 1929, Ethel Waters. So what's 93 and 1920 and 93 and 29? Oh, I can't do the math. 93 years, 10, 3, what would it be, 2040 or 2030? 2030, yeah. So in the year 2030, Am I Blue will be public domain. No more royalties. Ha-ha. All right. So now I'm gonna play the song, and I thought for this song, again, something new that I just got inspired by the guys that I played with, that like it's great to play with a band, and it's great to use the looper. Great, great, great. But it's also great just play, right? So I'm going to try and just play this. Just play it, all right? By Menon. Marilyn is here. When Aquino Brother was on camera, Steve, you knew the object being praised was going to be something special. Let's see. Bradley Bostic is here. Wow. Okay. Fortress. Grant Clark. Okay. I'm getting lost here. Hold on. I'm backing up. Backing up. Backing up. Let's see. Bob Stanhope is here. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Robert Stanhope, dear friend. You talk about a Renaissance man. You talk about a man working hard, never stopping. He's got a few years on me, and he is starting to work on yet another book. This has got to be like 20 something, or at least like 20 in this one series. And I can't wait to read it. If you haven't checked him out, go online, look up Bob Stanhope and author. And Bob, I'm sure your stuff is probably available maybe on Amazon or at your own website, but check him out. Highly, highly recommend it. And he's also a terrific musician. He has a band called Cross Purpose, and they've released tons of records. I mean, I'm just jealous of the guy. What can I say? What can I say? All right. What are we talking about pharmacies here? Doug, what is the best general instruction theory book to brush up on theory? Oh, my God. I hate music theory, Steve. Oh, I really hate music theory. Oh my gosh. I don't know. Honestly, Steve, I really, really don't know, because after 50 plus years of teaching, I truly believe that the music comes first. Like who cares what we're doing, especially in the beginning. It's like, if you love Stevie Ray Vaughan, learn how to play a Stevie Ray Vaughan song. Don't worry, just don't worry about it. Like, learn it. Then you can analyze it and get the theory from it. But a general instruction theory book, I just don't, I don't know. If anybody has any ideas out there to help Steve, that would be great, because I have to be honest that, I mean, I wrote four books, 3 for Warner Brothers and 1 for Alfred Music. I got a ton of stuff on True Fire, and I don't, I mean, I would say the one thing about my books, like if you're gonna, if you want to get a guitar centric book, my first book I did was called Swing to Bebop. And that pretty much covers major scale, all the modes in the major scale, all the basic chord shapes, the cycle of fifths. And the thing about the book is that everything is related to a musical example. So it's not just like, here's theory, here's a major scale, good luck. It's like, here's the alphabet, go write War and Peace, and no, that's not how it works, And so I would say, let's see, Steve said I generally use the Mickey Baker books. Yeah, Mickey Baker was great. I mean, he was one of the first jazz educators. I mean, yeah, I can't say anything bad about him. He knew his shit, Sharon said she was at Ithaca, and I got like a C- in music theory, but they had me. Yeah. Sharon, I was just... she's friendly with Rick Beato, and Rick posted a thing about stupid things that he has said or something like that, and basically he pointed out that most of the successes that he's had in his career happened after the age of 30, because I think one time he had said something that people don't learn anything after the age of 30, and he looked back on his own life and realized that he has accomplished more since the age of 30. Let's see. Okay, good. Yeah, Phil says basically, figure it out. I mean, really, if you hear something, go look for it. Yep, figure it out. Yep. It's all about, you learn how to speak before you learn how to read. You learn the language, then you learn how to read the language, and you get more into it. But first you got to learn the language, So when people come up to me and they say, oh man, I just play by ear, and I'm like, well, if you play by ear, that's the highest form of playing, really. A lot of times when people tell me that they play by ear, what they're really telling me is I don't really ever practice. I just take the guitar out of the case and wail around and, whatever. And that's fine. But don't tell me you play by ear, because playing by ear, I think, is probably the hardest and the ultimate level that we're all aiming for, is that be able to hear something and play it. Anything that you imagine, you play, And, yeah, Steve Vance said he loves Rick Beato. Yeah. and there's a guy that'll tell you about, if you check out his career path and all the stuff that he went, a lot of stuff had to do, with luck. And again, with this work ethic, this really hard work ethic and going for it. And so when opportunity presents itself, you can capitalize on it. And let's see. Sharon says I play by ear and sight and sound. Well, they say that when you, for me, when I'm trying to memorize something, I have to transcribe it. Like all these songs that I'm playing tonight, for me to really know them, I got to hear them. I have to physically play them, and I like to write them out. Because when I write out music, it's freezing music in time. It's the only time that, like if you hit pause on a song, the song is not still there. It's stopped. But if you have a chart and you look at bar 4 is there. You could stop it and you can see it, And so that's how I learn. If I'm serious about learning a song, my sister Linda's here. Yay. Hi, Linda. And, so I that's how I learn. I learn by hearing. I learn by physically playing, the physical touch and muscle memory, and by visualizing, seeing, writing out the chart, And, yeah. Steve said the troublesome time with learning by ear is you can miss a lot and you ultimately make the song you learn your own. Well, that's how, Steve, when you and I were both young, that's how everybody learned. There was no books. There was no anything. You would try and learn a tune, and then hopefully somebody a couple of years older than you would be like, dude, the chord in the bridge, it's, it's not an A minor 7, it's a D9. And you'd be like, oh, So yeah, definitely. Stuff that I've transcribed definitely is not, perfect for sure. Yeah. And you just get better as it as you do it, Phil says practicing is a nasty word, but messing around for the fun is the same thing, is a better frame of mind. Yeah, yes. I what Phil is saying, like if it's like laborious, to do this, a lot of times, it's not fun. It should be fun, And the way that I view it is, I've achieved enough goals in my career that I know that if I work hard, in the end, there's fun. There's an end goal that is rewarding and fun, and you're able to share it with other people and make them happy and whatever, Yes. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to do one more song, and this takes us kind of like back to Joe Pass, because this is a song that's called Love for Sale. And this is a song that I would avoid playing because there are different ways of playing these chords. And when I was at the Jersey camp, Frank Vignola, the head of, he's the guy that, this is Frank Vignola's big Jersey guitar camp. And the way that he described why he plays these changes really resonated with me and makes me feel comfortable playing these versions of the changes. He simply said, these are the Joe Pass changes. This is what Joe Pass plays on this song. And I like the way Joe Pass plays. And so that's why I play these changes. And I was like, that's good enough for me. I was like, right on, So these changes, the song is Love for Sale. Oh, and this is another song that you got to check out the lyrics, because again, it's not your typical, love for sale. Oh, I love you. My love is for you. It's for sale, It's not quite like that. So this song has a verse. So it has a verse before the song starts, right? So it says, when the only sound in the empty street is the heavy tread of the heavy feet that belongs to a lonesome cop. She opens shop when the moon so long has been gazing down on the wayward ways of this wayward town. Let the smile become a smirk as she goes to work. I wonder what her job is. All right? So her job is love for sale. Appetizing young love for sale. that's fresh and still and unspoiled still. Love for sale. Who will buy? Who would like to sample her supply? Who's prepared to pay the price for paradise? Love for sale. Now the bridge. Let the poets pipe of love in their childish way. I know every type of love far better than they. If you want the thrill of love, she's been through the mill of love. Old love, new love, every love but true love. Love for sale. Appetizing young love for sale. If you want to buy her wares, follow me and climb the stairs. Love for sale. Well, ladies and gentlemen, yeah. So yeah, Love for Sale. It's about a professional sex worker. I was like, what do you know? So you're out on a gig and somebody calls, "Can you play Love for Sale? It's such a beautiful song." And I'd be like, "Well, yeah, it is, yeah, dig it, But, yeah, lyrics, And also, again, for me, the lyrics help me remember the song. And this song is bizarre. It's in the key of D flat. The first chord is a dominant 2 chord. An E flat dominant 7 to a B flat dominant 7. Then it does a 2-5-1 into D flat major 7, then to the 4 chord dominant, then down another half step to F7, which gets us back to B flat minor, which becomes dominant, gets us back to the 2 chord dominant. 6 chord dominant, 2 chord dominant, 6 chord, now 2-5 into D flat, down to the 4 chord dominant, down a half step to the F, which is the 5 chord in B minor. Now we go to the bridge, 2-5 in D flat, 6 chord dominant, another 2-5 back into D flat major. Now we're going to do a 2-5 into the 2 chord, into E flat minor. Now this crazy part, G half diminished to C, down a half step, down another half step, the last A section, and away we go. Great chord changes. Oh my gosh. Let's see if I can remember them all and get it right. Let's see. Lisa Johnson. I bought a guitar about 10 years ago to learn to play. Have only picked it up a handful of times since then. Yeah. Let's see. Steve. Phil says we have a big Steinway grand, but you might want to get a nice concert upright, which is a lot less expensive. Sharon says, I wish I never sold my clarinet. Yes. Steve's dad played bagpipes. There you go. Yeah, when you're Scottish. Yeah. Yeah. Get a bagpiper in a small room. Check that out. You'll never forget it. All right. Let's see. All right. So I think, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to wrap us up for tonight. Yeah. So I hope you liked the new format. And again, I think everybody was a little shy. I only had one request for a song. So again, next week we're back on schedule. So we'll be here next week. And so come with your questions. You have a whole week to think about what you want to ask me. It literally can be a song request. It could be a technical question. It could be a musical question. Who are my influences? What do I think about the new music? I don't care. Whatever you want to talk about. But we're going to wrap it up tonight. And I want to thank you all. It's great to see you all back in the chat bar. Just lovely. Really good. And again, I encourage you, if you're new, don't be shy. Come on the chat bar. And let's see, kind of abandoned my people on Instagram over here. Oh, yeah, we had some people. Yeah. So hi to all my people on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you all next week. And if you haven't signed up for my newsletter, please come up here to my website and feel free to check out my newsletter. It is free. As far as gigs go this week, Friday, I'm doing a gig in Norfolk, Connecticut with Albert Rivera and a bass player. I'm not sure who the bass player is, and I think it's a private affair, so I didn't put it in my calendar. And then Saturday, La Pampatac is at the Bean Runner. And it's going to be nice this Saturday, the Bean Runner in Peekskill, New York. So we're going to be outside. It's early, 6 to 8 p.m. And it's going to be me, Ted Gottsagen, Albert Rivera, and Sir Michael Getz. It's going to be a blast. And if you're out and about and can make it, that would be great. And I think that's it. Thanks, everybody. God bless you all. Have a great week. And, keep on keeping on. Go after it. And as always, I wish you love, peace,